Good day, Chancellor, and good day to everyone. This is Philip Andre Miranda again, and I'm here to present my book review 3 for our EDDE 205 Management of Distance Education. So, the book I selected is Global Perspectives on Educational Innovations for Emergency Situations. So, it was published in 2022 by Springer Nature. This open access volume gathers the voices of educators, scholars, and designers across the globe as they reflect on how the education was reimagined during the crisis, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. So it was also chosen by my classmate, Dr. Lourdes Nera Cabezon Carlos, for her book review 1. And I completely understand why. The book is timely collection of 31 chapters covering 6 WHO regions, capturing global and regional and local efforts to make the education continue during the emergencies. So, the book goes beyond documenting emergency remote teaching. It is also critically analyzes how different countries and institutions responded to the school closures, looking at the policy, pedagogy, infrastructure, training, digital equity, and teacher agency. So each chapter is a case study in resilience and adaptability, sharing real-life practices like a faculty development in Egypt on the chapter 1, and rural education in Guyana, chapter 8, and mobile learning in Latin America, chapter 9, and higher education transitions in India and Japan located on the chapter 26 and 27. So, as a key strength in these books emphasizes on the context, solutions were not one size fits to all. Instead, they were grounded in local realities shaped by limited resources and cultural practices and institutional constraints. So, an important lesson for the distance education managers. So, one of the chapters that resonated with me is the chapter 4, page 35 to 45. The title is Teachers Co-Creating for Teachers by Lucian Ngeze and Sridhar Layer. So, this story from Tanzania and Sub-Saharan Africa is about the teachers designing an online professional development course for themselves. So, rather than top-down training, it was a collaborative, peer-led initiative that respected cultural context and local teaching practices. It is also emphasized the teacher's agency, ownership, and mutual support, key themes that made the training sustainable and engaging. So, for someone like me that involved in a maritime training, this gave me ideas on how to let the instructors and cadets to co-create a simulations or feedback tools for our online navigational watch training program. So another highlights is the chapter 26, page 265 and 274, from emergency remote teaching to effective online learning from India. So this chapter offers a concrete model for transitioning teachers from survival mode to a confident digital educator. So they use a micro learning and mentoring and continuous feedback. So in this design, empower the faculty to adapt the technology without feeling overwhelmed. So it is also backed by data. So that's a missing component in other chapters. So to deepen this review, I also look at the chapter 1, page 3 to 13 by Mahabali, which narrates how faculty development at the American University in Cairo was reimagined to agile and care-centered and equity-driven. So they didn't just give technical training. They also supported the emotional and pedagogical well-being of faculty. That's something we often overlook in a training program. So finally, on the chapter 29, page 295 and 304, from the Australia discusses the non-linear micro-credentials. So this is useful in my maritime education, where trainees can benefit from short and skill-based modules rather than rigid semester-based learning. I am considering this format for future courses. So this book's greatest strength is its global inclusivity. So the educators from Egypt to Chile and South Africa to Vietnam share a solutions rooted in their own realities, and this diversity make the book richer. So it shows that the resilience in education comes not just from technology but from collaboration, empathy, and contextualizations. So, however, a limitation in this, some chapters lack evaluation metrics. While they describe the innovation, they do not always measure the impact for distance education managers. So we need both narrative and the numbers to guide every decision. So still, the narratives offers a practical takeaways and theoretical reflections for those shaping education in uncertain times. So, what does this book means for us as a distance education managers or designers? Across the chapters, one message is clear, which is resilience is relational. So we cannot manage distance education effectively with just tools or LMS platforms. We need to foster co-design and culturally responsive training programs and support teachers' identity transformation, not just the technical skills, and also empower all educators as a co-creators, not just recipients of the policy or the receiver of the curriculums and any subject matters, and also to develop the micro learning pathways and peer mentoring systems, and also to use the feedback loops and adapt the based on learning teacher realities. So on the chapter like the chapters like 4, 1 and 26, these chapters offers a practical blueprints for how this looks on the ground. So they show how the teacher-led innovation and can lead to sustainable change. So as someone working in the maritime and open distance learning, so this book inspired me to revisit our training strategies. It is also reminded me that whether you're in Africa, India, or in the Philippines, learners and teachers face similar obstacles: connectivity, engagement, and confidence. So the peer design model in chapter 4 made me reflect, instead of designing for the cadets and instructors, what if we design with them? What if our bridge simulation modules were co-created with feedback from the active seafarers? So this book also affirmed my beliefs that open and modular learning formats like micro-credentials or OER-based assessments can increase access and flexibility, especially in a professional fields like in maritime education. So, to close, the global perspectives on educational innovations for emergency situation is more than a pandemic documents. It's a blueprint for equitable, innovative, and locally grounded education systems. It is also highly recommended for the educators and instructional designers, distance education managers and policymakers, trainers in professional and technical fields, and also for all the students like us in the UPOU that taking a master distance of education. So, by the way, thank you so much for watching my book review 3. Once again, I'm Philip Andre Miranda, and I am look to hearing your insights and feedback. Thank you so much again. Bye-bye.